9/11, and I'm glad to finally get to talk to you.
Good to have you on, sir. Welcome.
I've got my glasses on, Alex. We sleep, they live. There's something I wanted to talk. Two things I wanted to bring up. One was my experience in the Marine Corps with vaccinations, and the other is the Norway shooting. But with the vaccinations, I was looking at my medical record, and I've got a series of vaccinations that I cannot figure out what they are. There's no name on it. It's just a string of numbers I've been trying to figure out. I can't get any answers. And I remember one particular incident where right after I was vaccinated, the night of, woke up in the middle of the night in the barracks, and my eyes were encrusted shut to where I couldn't open them, and they were secreting some weird green crap, and I had to have someone help me to the head. My eyes out, and I had a metallic taste in my mouth for weeks after that. There was other people who experienced the same thing.
I had Rick Perry in 2007. Rick Perry's chief of media came to Endgame, and he goes, Alex, Rick Perry's a good man. And he was a clean-cut, nice guy, didn't get a bad vibe off of him, but almost got like a mind control vibe. He goes, but I want you to know, I know this film's real, and, you know, Rick's not a bad guy. The governor wants you to know he's a good guy. And I went and looked the guy up later. He gave me his card. He really was who he said he was. And I'd since seen him on TV at press conferences with Perry. And he said, I was a medic at Fort Sam Houston. And they brought troops in from Fort Bragg. We were ordered to inject them, and they all died, Alex. And then we had to disinfect the entire medical area. He said, so I know something. And I go, why don't you get the governor to talk about that? Meanwhile, the governor came out 6 months later and announced forced inoculations for Texas schoolgirls, and it turned out he didn't have the power to do it and had to back off. But, I mean, creepy. I mean, you know, creepy. This guy tells me, works for Rick Perry, that he was a medic a decade before and watched the government kill troops that they sent from Fort Bragg down to be murdered at Fort Sam Houston Medical Division. There's admitted thousands of tests, radiating, nerve gassing our troops, Project Shad, injecting little kids with syphilis. You know, Hillary just had to apologize for that a few months ago. The UN's caught every year giving kids live polio. Just search UN polio shots kill kids. And still, we trust the government. We still join the military. And yes, sir, I don't mean to scare you, and there's ways to try to detox it and things, but what they do is they inject you with all sorts of soft kill. And my God, it's just hellish when you look at what they do to the troops. See, they know you're going to wake up later, and so they test all sorts of crud on you. And of course, that's come out, but I'm sorry, I'm ranting. What do the other Marines think about this? Are they concerned?
There's two types of veterans when you come home. You either continue to go to sleep, or you start to wake up, and the ones who wake up are the ones that they believe are going to be the terrorists, because we've caught them. We know what they've done to us. But I've had other veteran friends who developed schizophrenia from the military.
Well, you know, heavy metals are the #1 cause of schizophrenia. That's why they had the term. Most schizophrenia is a chemical reaction, a chemical allergy to mercury and lead as well. And that's why they had this saying, mad as a hatter. You know, because the guys that did the weaving of the hats, they were doing it with mercury. And yes, that's one big issue with the mental illness exploding. And instead of telling you to detox, they put you on toxic drugs.
Sure. They want to treat you with more poison. There's no doubt about that. The other point I wanted to talk about was Norway. Really fast here, I come from a military family, and my dad and grandfather were Marines and Masons, and I was a DMLA, and I went through the Blue Lodge and the Scottish Rite and the AMORC, and I'm no longer active, and I believe these orders are generally corrupt. But I think there's another way to look at the Norway attack. I'm not trying to defend the Masons or the Templars or anything, because these groups they're so big and they're so shadowy, and they've been infiltrated by so many different people who no one. I don't know what's going on at the top. I don't know what the 33rds are doing, but I think somebody who was behind this war was trying to demonize the Masons and the Templars for some reason. Whoever was behind this, because it just doesn't make sense. The rhetoric of the fake documentary and the fake manifesto, it doesn't match Masonic doctrine too much. It just doesn't make sense. The whole thing just doesn't make sense.
No, I hear you. I mean, Masonry is a very diverse, complex situation, and mainly it's the secrecy in it is used for other cults to be set up. We'll be right back.
You've been lied to. lied to by the Wall Street propaganda machine, the government, and the talking heads in the media. The market is in for another crash. Real estate is already in a double-dip recession, and if you want to keep your hard-earned money safe, this message is for you. My name is Brett Kitchen, and after losing 35% of my money when the market crashed, I said enough is enough. I searched and discovered a way to safely grow my money, participate in potential double-digit gains, but also have my money protected when the crashes come. Plus, it could save you thousands in taxes. I want you to get a free copy of my new book, Safe Money Millionaire, where I share this powerful tool that people like Walt Disney and J.C. Penney used to safely grow their wealth. Call 1-800-675-1640 right now to get your free copy. Again, that's 1-800-675-1640. I'm giving away a limited number of copies today, so call 1-800-675-1640.
Take the first step in home security. Install the Door Sentinel. Standard locks, deadbolts, and security systems can't prevent forced entry. The Door Sentinel provides door kick-in protection and can be added to your existing security system. The Door Sentinel is easy to install and will turn your home into a fortress. Make the call, 678-648-6757. That's 678-648-6757. Or visit them at SENTINEL securitygroup.com. SentinelSecurityGroup.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Hi, Ted Anderson. I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hello, this is Steve Shank. What does freedom mean to you? eFoods Direct is celebrating freedom with the Freedom Food Giveaway. Each week in July, they are giving away a one-year food supply. Just go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex and register to win a one-year food supply with a 25-year shelf life. At efoodsdirect.com/Alex, look for the new Patriot Pack, a $149 12-day supply of food, plus accessories that is free with a purchase of $235 or more. Call 800-409-5633 or on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, and register to win a free one-year supply of food. Then listen to Alex Jones to announce the weekly winners. Also, the first 50 to register each day win a $50 subscription to the Voice of Reason e-newsletter. Go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex or call 800-409-5633.
Meet Jerry D.
Hi.
Jerry and his family, like you, are very concerned about world conditions and have gathered many emergency preparedness items, including Turtle Tough shelters.
We have added 2 24-foot Turtle Toughs to our supplies and feel very secure knowing our large family is ready for whatever the future may bring.
Turtle Tough shelters are not tents. They are permanent yet portable 4-season geodesic frame shelters that are as strong as a cabin at a fraction of the cost and are easy to set up, take down, and move anywhere. Available in 2 sizes. Get your Turtle Tough shelter and accessories included at TurtleToughShelters.com. That's Turtle, T-U-F-F Shelters.com. Or call 801-623-3288. That's 801-623-3288. Or see them online at TurtleToughShelters.com. Turtle Tough Shelters, your all-season home away from home.
The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, she's a going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you're only getting mugged if you go downtown.
Coming up on Friday, we've got Al Jorgensen of Ministry joining us on the show. So I certainly look forward to that interview. I remember listening to Ministry in like 1989, 1990, and they had all their songs about the New World Order and global government and genetic engineering and warfare. I mean, this guy, I can't wait to talk to him. And, you know, they've also put out music videos exposing government-sponsored terror recently, government drug dealing. So he's the founder of Ministry, and I can't wait to interview him coming up on Friday. Let's go back to your calls. I had Dr. Paul Craig Roberts to really give us the skinny on what's happening with the debt ceiling situation and talk of making Obama supreme ruler. Let's go ahead and talk to Otter, because Otter was holding yesterday. We never got to him. Then Dan, Brent, Sarah, and others. Otter in Mass, you're on the air.
Hey, how are you, Alex?
Good.
So, I'm here in vacation land. I'm on Martha's Vineyard off of Cape Cod.
Oh.
And the reason your buddy from the military that just called and mentioned the drones, because this turns into a military camp during that 10, 12-day period. I've seen it 3 years running. You've got the stealth helicopters coming in. Right now we're being infiltrated by the SS goons that are coming in. We've noticed the last couple months the chemtrails have stopped, but they might have blown that one because our beaches, the waters are polluted, and they're more and more being shut down. I think, combination of Fukushima, what they're not telling us about that, the fact that the meteorological evidence is different than what historically has been presented. I've got asthma, I'm sorry. We've got the jet stream running different than what they would project. So you've got stuff coming directly across and right on the same parallel with us.
Hey, but don't worry. The EPA 2 months ago raised the level of isotopes, in some cases 100,000 times higher radiation. They say is good for you. And government doesn't lie. I mean, like they tell the troops, DU's good for them. I mean, they know in their own manuals it's a death sentence, but now they even use DU at military shooting ranges near big cities. And it's getting into the water. But, everybody's being poisoned by it. But so what? The government loves us, sir. They're good people. I mean...
Looks like they're trying to curb it because, they want him to come here. It's an interesting thing when it comes down because we basically turned into a military base. When Clinton came years ago, he was right out there in the open with his Suburbans. Now they run around dressed up like they're tourists with cameras and your standard Jeeps, etc. I want to get to something that's more important, which I haven't heard you touch on. I've listened a long, long time, and that's metals. And there are tons of fake metals out there. The frauds are just rampant. We've got to go back to what we learned in high school and get with specific gravity testing because there's countless, from the pandas to the roos, the American silver eagles and gold eagles, just on and on.
Yeah, but Midas Resources goes through the biggest grading companies, and I'll assure you, you hold a gold coin in your hand or a silver coin. I mean, yeah, you can weigh it, too. It's good, but, I mean, it's 100% real gold and silver. But, yeah, there are a lot of fly-by-night startup companies out there, and I have seen those reports of that going on. That's why I go with Midas Resources because, number one, they're patriots, big Ron Paul supporters. Number two, I know Ted Anderson. Number three, I've bought almost all my gold and silver from them, and I haven't been able to find better deals from anybody than Midas Resources.
Well, both of the two largest companies, which are the two that are really historically said to be, the best of graders and the best as far as legitimacy, have been found to put out countless since 2005.
I've never seen that. That would be quite a big scandal. Why don't you send me something to showtips@infowars.com. Let's jam in one more call here. Let's talk to Ezekiel in Kentucky. You're on the air. He dropped. Dan in Pennsylvania, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex, you there?
Yeah.
Kudos to you and everybody, Prison Planet member for years. I was just wondering if you have in your stack there the executive order that Sotoro signed on the 24th, went effective on the 25th of July 2011, the executive order blocking property of transnational criminal organizations, basically putting us into a national emergency.
Yes, I did see an article about that, and I should have covered it. I tell you what, I don't even have a pen in front of me. Some gremlin is taking the pens out of here. Give me that. Give John Harmon that executive order, or I can just search it. Obama signs executive order on transnational criminal organizations. Thank you so much. Dr. Paul Craig Roberts coming up. I'll look that up.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
You've heard Alex explain how the Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver